short the bonds. Let's see if we can do another trade here. Market's real slow, kind of lunch doldrums right now. Overall trend though in the bonds is up. The S&Ps are down, but they're trying to recover. Okay, they got hit hard on the open. They traded lower. Looks like they want to recover, which means bonds should move lower. We're in the lunch doldrums. We've been going sideways for a while, but I believe that we can catch about 5 ticks to the downside. So we're short at 155.21 right here. If the market comes up and actually tests the high of the day at about 24, I'd be selling another one, maybe a couple more. And I'll also be looking at the prior day's high. The prior day's high is 26. That's a level that I would expect the market to react off of as well. So let's just see what happens here, and I'm going to pause the video and come back short. Alright, I am back. I am short a total of 4 now. I've got one at 155.21, one on the retest of the high of the day at 24, and then I sold 2 at 155.26, which was yesterday's high in the bond market, the intraday, or the New York session trading, the regular trading hours. Okay, I'm also long the E-Mini S&Ps, so let's flip to that chart real. All right, you can see I'm long the E-Mini S&Ps here near the low at 19.20 It's at 22.25, and there we go. We are long a couple contracts here. Look to take off something. Let's take off 2, lock in something, and then put the remaining just under break even. Let's go 21.75. Let's go 22. Let's see if we can get 22. Stick it there. Early in the day we were up 100 on just one contract. Here we go.
Order filled.
We got one left. Alright, we got one left. And that is actually going to go to break even. I'm going to go break even on the remaining contract here. Right, 21.25. What do we do this? 20.25 rather. Bought this at 20.25. 19.20.25 is right there. So we're at break even on the E-Minis. Let's go to the bonds now. We're getting close to our target here. Alright, what I decided to do here was take it off a little prematurely. I got a buy order to buy 4, cover all of them at 155.22, because this market could go higher. Bonds are pretty strong today, although the E-Minis are recovering. They're rallying pretty good now. They're at 19.23 3/4, which leads me to believe bonds could go even further. Let's take this out, if I can do that quick. There we go. Let's go, and let's just take off 3 at 22.
Order filled.
Alright, there we go, out of that. Okay, look at that. Okay, I made a mistake here. So I'm 7? What the hell? Okay, that was a mistake. I should have taken profits. I am short 7 for some reason, so I made a mistake. I gotta cover this. Buy 7. Look at that.
Order filled.
Boy, oh boy. Mistake. So there you go. I was looking to cover 3, so I'd be short 1, and for some reason I added 3 to the 4, which got me short 7. I don't want to be short 7. So that was a mistake. So that actual mistake made me money, fortunately, because most mistakes, trading mistakes, cost you money. So I'm up 531 here in the bonds, right? Again, I shorted 1 at 21. The retest of the high of the day, I shorted another one, and then yesterday's high, I shorted 2 at 26, covering most of those at 22, all of them at 22. So lost a tick on one, made 2 ticks on one, and made 4 ticks on 2. So again, up 531. The E-Minis, I'm making some money there. Let's flip to the E-Mini S&P now. Alright, so here's the E-Minis. They rallied nicely up to 19.25. I'm going to bring that stop up. I'm going to go to 19.21 1/4. I'm going to bring that up. 1921 and a quarter. Bring it up. Here, 1921 and a quarter. All right. If I were to close this trade, I'd be up 437 for the day on the E-Minis. Again, trading very small. One contract earlier, and just I believe 3 contracts on this trade. Got one left, so let's move that. I'm gonna go 22 and a quarter because I think this market's coming back down again. Let's see. 22 and a quarter is right there. Alright. I believe this market's going to probably come back down and retest the low of the day before we get any type of rally, if in fact we get one. Let's flip it back to the bonds. Alright, bonds are holding tight. Market bonds came down as far as 20. I exited at 22. Went down to 20. We're holding right here. Let's flip back to the E-Minis and see if we can continue going higher. Alright, bonds are rallying, which means the S&P should be moving lower here. Most of the time they work inverse to one another. Not always, but most of the time. Bonds are almost on the highs right now. Depending on what happens in here, we may have another trade in bonds. Let's watch the S&Ps though. 22 and a quarter is my trailing stop. 1922 and a quarter. Alright, out of the S&Ps. That trailing stop took me out, and I added $275 to the last trade, so up $375 for the S&Ps. And let's take a look at the bonds real. Alright, and looking at the bonds, we are pretty much in a little holding pattern here. We'll see if we can move higher. But so far up 531 and a quarter today on bonds. So I'll let you go. Hope that was helpful. See how you can work 2 trades at the same time, 2 different markets. Bonds and E-Minis really work well together. For the most part, they're inverse, as you probably already know. But all right, have a great day. Bye for now.